This episode of the Damage Guild podcast is sponsored by listeners like you. Join the guild at patreon.com/damageguild to receive exclusive perks, member rewards, and bonus content.
Last time on the Damage Guild podcast.
Stoke is going to squeeze forward.
Always has been a good squeezer.
And he gets another critical hit. I think we've dealt with the problem.
Let's check out these barrels.
You don't find anything of particular interest inside the barrels.
I suppose we should be moving on.
Stoke points out, this one over here's got a key on him.
We didn't think to loot the bodies.
Oh yes, looting the bodies. That's a thing that people do. Mayhaps we ought to go back and check the door we bypassed earlier.
Did anyone pick up the key? Put it in your inventory?
Oh, boys, we forgot to get the
going
key.
Going back to get it.
Run back down the hallway.
I can't see anything. It's too dark in here.
I have dark vision.
Oh yes, go.
Stoke has the torch.
Okay, Zara has dark vision. She's going to get it.
Ooh, there's a thieves toolkit on this one.
Oh my, there is?
Yes.
Get it.
Did you loot the dog ones as well?
Yeah, that's the dog one. Has the thieves toolkit and the battered key.
And what about the blue one? Did you loot that one as well?
I did not. Short sword and darts on the little blue one, and just short bow, short sword, and arrows on the third one. So I grabbed the key here. I'll just grab the thieves toolkit and give it to you later. All right, onward.
All right, back to the door.
Come with me, Mr. Crowley.
So you pick up the key and head back towards the locked room. Try the key in the lock?
Yeah, I had to put it in my hand and then right-clicked and it worked.
Nice. Okay.
And I opened the door.
You push open the door, and it leads you to another room. You can see the back half of this room has collapsed, but in the space that remains, you see a collection of small treasures. There's a small pile of various coins and a couple of ornamental stones, a copper ring, some kind of animal claw tied to a leather thong, and most curiously, a small diorama of a woodcutter's house.
What?
A woodcutter's house.
Shuggung. What does this mean? Okay.
Yeah.
We enter and we loot.
You loot the loot.
Yeah, I mean, I think we should take a gander at the mural.
Wow.
Not a mural, it's a diorama.
We should take a look at this beautiful diorama. What does it depict?
Unusual object.
Unusual object? What is that?
The nature of this object is unclear.
Yeah. That is the claw.
I mean, as beautiful as it is, this might prove valuable.
I will also cast Detect Magic.
Yes.
See if anything new shows up.
Okay, you do detect magic.
Ooh, all right.
Of course, you have not yet figured out what you found before was magical, so...
That's true. But I was already aware of that magic, so I'm seeing if there's new magic here.
I don't think you can discount it unless you know what specific thing it is, because...
Okay.
I mean, you could have just been something in that room that you didn't pick up, you know?
Yeah.
So does that mean as soon as you have a magic item on your person, Detect Magic is no longer useful?
No, if you know if you know which item is magical, you can ignore it when you send out the pulse.
Oh, okay.
But we have items that we know at least one of them is magic, but we don't know which one. So I hand whoever has all those items, I tell to leave the room, and I shut the door, and then I cast Detect Magic again.
Oh, and Kardain regretfully steps out of the room.
And you do detect magic.
Okay, all right. So there's more stuff in here that's magical. There are some coinages here as well. Have we initiated a party gold keeper?
Well, we were, but we might have wanted to do that, except the last pile of loot was covered in filth.
Yes, that's true.
And you guys didn't want it in your packs.
Right.
Yes.
That's why you picked it up, but I'm talking about normal money.
Zara, are you good with money?
My friends tell me that I'm quite intelligent. So, yes, I suppose I could be the party gold keeper.
You know, there's actually a handy little feature. If you go to the Actors tab, you'll see the party, and you can open up the sheet.
I have opened our sheet. Braun is first because it's alphabetical, apparently.
And then click Stash. You can see the party stuff.
There we go.
So you can use this for anything that's going to be a party treasure that needs to be distributed later on.
I mean, the filthy coinage, I do want it to become party funds. So how do I put it into this stash?
You would just drag it into the...
From your inventory?
Mm-hmm.
It says the copper ring is engraved. Can we tell what it's engraved with?
It's just a design.
Okay. No runes or anything.
Yeah.
So we're assuming that it's either the woodcutter's house diorama, the engraved copper ring, or the claw that is the magical item.
Mm-hmm. And Verrol, I put the Thieves' Toolkit into the party stash.
Thank you.
You can snag it out of there if you want.
I'll retrieve that.
All right, we've got some stuff to identify.
Yes.
I really hope it's a magical, unusual frying pan. That'd make me really happy.
Yeah, that would be great.
It's like a frying pan +1.
If you would like to spend some time to try to figure out what's magical first and then identify those things, you could do that. It's 10 minutes per attempt to identify an object.
Wouldn't that take a really long time for us to suss out which ones are magical?
I mean, figuring out which one it is just a matter of making sure there's only one thing in a room when you detect magic.
Right. Well, from the first batch, my guess is the frying pan.
And if you want to figure out what's unusual about the frying pan, you could also try to identify that, whether it's magical or not.
Oh, okay. Well, let's take a look.
Yeah, let's at least quickly identify what things are magical. So we just, one at a time, go into that room and cast Detect Magic over and over again.
Isn't it faster if we guess it?
No, if you're just casting Detect Magic, you can figure that out.
Oh.
Yeah, really quickly. Just bring in one item at a time.
Yeah. Shotgun method.
Yep.
Yeah.
So figure out that the magic items are the liquid that you found in the vial, the claw, and actually several individual pieces of the diorama.
Oh.
Individual pieces. So the unusual frying pan is merely unusual?
Yes.
Oh. I think I understand the diorama. I bet it's a micro ladder that grows.
The magic items that were in the diorama are the ladder, the campfire, and the dog.
Oh.
I don't understand the dog, but the campfire and the ladder makes sense to me. It's just like a micro, like if we needed like an instant campfire.
Or maybe it's a micro dog, and if you just need a dog for something.
Yeah, you never know when you need a dog, right?
Just make a dog.
So like you're saying like we can deploy them and they become a life-size version of themselves?
Yeah, kind of like in D&D, the patch, the robe that has the patches.
They're both useful items.
You can keep stuff, but it doesn't have like weight or bulk or anything.
Well, the diorama has bulk 1.
Yeah, but I mean like it's less than it would be to carry a ladder around.
It's much significantly less. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, that could be really useful to have a mini ladder. I don't know if we'd be able to shrink it back down, though, once we pulled it out of the diorama.
I would think you could, if that's the whole point of it, is to make it easier to carry that stuff around. I mean, you can't carry a campfire around either, technically. It's too fiery.
Well, let's at least spend a little bit of time trying to identify the claw. That's the one that I'm intrigued by the most.
It's a claw on a leather thong.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably a talisman.
That's a good guess, but you're just guessing. Let's actually try to identify it. So how does identifying work?
You spend 10 minutes examining it, and then you are allowed to make a secret check using whatever magic skill you would like to be using.
All right, we're going to do that in real time. I'll start my timer for 10 minutes. Ready? Go.
If you succeed on the check, then I'll tell you, or then you learn how to activate the item and get a general idea of what it does. If you get a critical success, then you learn all the details. If you get a critical failure...
The item explodes. No! What have I done?
On a failure, you fail to identify the magic and can't try again for 1 day. On a critical failure, you misidentify the magic as something else of my choice.
Oh, yikes.
Wow.
The Claw of Healing. Okay.
Well, I have a skill feat, actually, called Assurance. And even in the worst circumstances, you can perform basic tasks. Choose a skill you're trained in, and I chose Arcana when I took this. You can forego rolling a skill check for that skill to instead receive a result of 10 plus your proficiency bonus.
I saw that.
So it's sort of like taking 10
10
almost.
Feet, yeah.
Yeah. So it's Arcana. Maybe I'll try that.
Well, your proficiency bonus at level 1 with a trained skill is only +3. So that would be a 13, and, well, it's possible.
Oh, so it doesn't include my intelligence?
Right.
Yeah.
It depends on how high a level the thing is and how hard it is to identify. So
Yeah, maybe I should just go ahead and roll, because I have a +7 to occultism and arcana.
Yeah, assurance gives consistency, but it's also a way for you to get a character that's not very good at something to be good at something.
Yeah, true. All right, let me roll. I'll try and roll for it. So I'm just going to go ahead and use occultism.
It's a secret check. So you could do shift-click and roll it to select DM only.
Okay, blind GM roll. Is that the right one?
Yeah.
Arcana could be quite nice because you probably plan to level up occultism instead to have it in assurance.
So you think that this is indeed some kind of talisman, and in order to activate that, you would need to spend some time attaching it to a weapon, and then in this case, it would do something when you get a critical hit if you choose to activate the talisman.
Wow.
And talismans are one-time use items.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
We should have fixed it to the frying pan, right?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
That was my thought.
Clawed, unusual frying pan.
It only has an effect once, and then it's like it disappears, or it's still attached to the weapon?
They stay there, but there's no more magic left in them.
They lose their magical properties. Okay.
Inert. Yeah.
Yeah, they're powerful, one-time use, conditional, situational.
You can have one talisman attached to your weapon, one to your armor.
Oh, okay.
Do you choose when to trigger the effect, or does it just happen?
It has a trigger condition, and then when you meet the condition, you can choose to activate it or not.
Okay.
Should we go ahead and attach it to your rapier, Verrol?
Yeah, that'd be something cool to put on your rapier, like a little claw on the hilt or at the bottom.
I don't like people touching my rapier.
Oh, we wouldn't touch it. We would just give you the talisman.
Ah, okay.
You touch your rapier.
Very well. In that case,
You accept?
I accept.
And actually affixing it is another activity that takes 10 minutes, I believe.
I'll have Stoke do that later.
Zara, why don't we make sure that you have the onyx dog statuette?
Okay. We don't know what it does yet.
I think you should have it, my lady.
All right. Thank you, I guess. Maybe we can quickly go through and try to identify the other things.
If you're affixing the talisman now, then you could try to identify something else in the same time span.
Okay. All right.
Oh, it's 10 minutes to affix a talisman?
Yeah, and it requires a repair kit also, so Stoke can be doing that for you.
Oh, you can borrow my repair kit.
All right. I know you want to see Stoke repair some stuff, and if you're going to be spending the time to identify other stuff, then we might as well be doing something simultaneously. So while you are identifying other stuff, we'll set up Kardain's repair kit, and then we'll have Stoke go to work affixing the talisman, the claw, to my rapier.
And Kardain, with a smile as if like the previous time where you guys shut him down never happened, gladly gets out the repair kit and the anvil and the hammer and this piece and that piece, and he's just like, he's glowing. He's like, all right, Stoke, ready to see what you can do.
Is the repair kit, like, well-loved? Like, do you clean your tools? Like, can you tell that, like, you use them often, or are they, like, in pristine condition and, like, you always make sure that they're...
So this was probably picked up on clearance by Kardain, probably a used toolkit, but it's functional. I mean, it might smell of sweet soil, but...
Yep.
It's got everything. It's got the portable anvil, tongs, woodworking tools, whetstone, and oils for conditioning leather and wood. You can condition your boots while you stand there, Verrol. Use some of the oil.
That's all right. I have a certain standard that I like to keep my boots to. I'll let Arath take care of them when we return.
Yeah, Braun likes to rub the oil for conditioning wood on himself.
That's how he takes it back.
How he bathes.
Yeah, he's like rubbing it under his arms as if it's soap.
Theme, should we still have the misfortune effect on us?
No.
Okay.
I've kind of gotten used to it, personally.
All right, let me quickly go through and try to identify more things. I'm going to use occultism on the liquid.
Okay.
As soon as the misfortune effect falls off, Verrol, he's like, do you realize how magnificent it is to be in a place like this, all together, as a group? Just the several of us, just the half dozen of us. Isn't it wonderful? Simply magnificent. It really is.
Yes, I'm enjoying this positive side of you, Verrol.
After a time of killing things, it really gives you a thirst for life.
Yes, to stay alive, doesn't it? Yes.
It's invigorating, it really is.
So you think that the potion here is probably a potion of invisibility.
Ooh. Wow. That's pretty spicy.
Sweet.
All right. I'll roll for the dog statuette.
This one, you think, yes, Sean's initial guess, or whoever it was, that you could basically use it to summon up a dog.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Your very own pet.
That's cool.
So you learn how to activate it. So take 2 actions to place it on the ground and speak the command word to turn this onyx statue of a dog into a full-size actual dog.
Huh.
And you're pretty sure you could turn it back into a statue as well.
Nice.
So it's not like a flesh and blood dog. It's still made of onyx, or is it flesh and blood?
I mean, you don't know the details.
I see. Hey, 2 actions to summon a dog is better than the summon a dog spell, at least actions-wise. That's 3
not too bad.
actions, so already in my book it's better.
Doesn't use up a spell slot, so...
Didn't someone in one of our parties in one of our campaigns that we played before have like an onyx horse? They could summon a steed whenever they wanted to. Am I misremembering that?
I don't remember that.
I don't remember that specifically.
Could have sworn.
All right, so you've spent half an hour here trying to identify items.
So do the campfire, the ladder, and the dog all work the same? We activate them, they hang around for a little while, and then they turn back into their statues?
You don't know. You only identified the dog.
Oh, okay.
It's probably how they work.
And when we identified the dog, did you say it had a time limit, or we determine when it turns back?
Don't think we know.
Yeah, I guess we didn't get specific knowledge of it.
With basic identification, you just get a general idea of how it works, and then if you need details, you'd have to experiment with it or have someone else identify it.
Alright, so we don't know if it's like a Cinderella dog that just like the clock strikes midnight and it turns back into a onyx statue. Cindogrella. Or if it's like we tell it to go back into its form.
Cindogrella could also be an episode title, because we ended up fighting the little dog people.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
I don't know how you would... you'd have to like go pretty deep on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the greatest portmanteau ever created, certainly.
Why don't we press on and see if we can engage some more enemies?
Let's do it. We advance down the hallway.
All right, and I'm going to make sure Kardain's shield is ready.
You continue on down the hall, and the passageway widens and narrows and winds its way around. As you round the next bend and it widens a little bit more, the ceiling is getting lower here. In this portion of the cave, there are roots poking out, now low enough to brush the tops of your heads if you're not careful, and your boots begin to sink a few inches into the now muddy ground, making every step loud with watery squishing sounds and requiring more effort to advance.
Ugh.
Oh man, maybe there's water above us?
Oh, could be.
Ahead, those of you who can see in the dark at least, you can see the cave widen out somewhat more, and a pool of water stretches across the middle of the room from left to right. Or perhaps it's an underground stream. You can't tell if the water's moving from this distance.
All right. Everyone be on your guard. I've got a bad feeling about this.
Yes.
Yes, I'm literally on my guard. Real quick, can you do the shield spell as like one of those spam a shield things, or no?
Yeah, good question.
Like continual casting.
Yeah, you could have the shield spell up. It just means that it would be until your first turn, I guess. Basically like walking around with the defend action, having your shield raised.
Is that something that would fatigue Brian if he tried to do it for too long, though?
Yeah, if you cast a spell over and over and over again for an extended period, then you get fatigued. But if it's just like these next few steps leading up to the water or something, then that's fine.
Okay, let me do that.
Yeah, it could give you a shield spell, and then maybe, Jay, you could be the one to supply the initiative bonus.
I was thinking Stoke should be the scout,
Oh, okay.
and I'll avoid notice. And then so Kardain, you're gonna search, being the wisdom.
No, I'm gonna keep trying to get that freebie shield block, my friend.
What do you do for that? What's your exploration activity for that?
Defend.
Defend. Okay, right on. And then Zara, were you gonna investigate?
She's shielding.
Oh, that's right. I was going to investigate last time.
Well, that's only really useful if there's stuff around to see. Like if you were walking through, I don't know.
A library?
Yeah, a library or something that has actual features to it.
Something besides just like a natural area.
Cave, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like this clearing, I get the feeling there could be a battle encounter in this upcoming room.
I get that feeling too.
Yes, I'll spam shield.
Okay.
Walking up to the stream here.
Yeah, us getting our shields going. I mean, technically, Stoke could also get his shield going, but I like this. This looks good.
He is injured, so maybe he's being a little more cautious in that regard. So I guess he'll raise his shield.
Oh, wait, how is he really badly injured?
He's partially injured.
I didn't realize he was hurt.
Not horribly.
I'll have my rapier out and my dueling cape wrapped. But yeah, he's going to be immune to your healing checks for a while. Zara, right? Isn't he?
I was going to say, I wish I'd known he was hurt because as a leaf druid, I had a free way to just give him some health and I could have recharged my focus spell after that.
Do you want to do that?
Well, let's do that.
You weren't doing anything.
Do you mind? I didn't actually do anything during the downtime except set up the anvil.
Yeah, you weren't doing anything, so...
Yeah, let's do that.
Be careful with him, Master Kardain. Do be careful.
Well, I don't think he would refuse the fruit unless you told him not to eat it.
I mean, I would, but if it's the only way he can be potentially healed, then I would say just be careful.
It's the best way for me to do it without spending an actual spell slot, yes. So, hey, I made you this, Stoke, and you want to take a bite? Might make you feel better.
I suppose. A good bit of fruit's always helpful for getting the energy back.
Yeah, hey, it's nature's finest.
Alright, so you heal him. His wounds close almost completely. He looks down and examines it. Yes, this is some fine magic. Very good. So now you're advancing towards the water, and as you approach the lip of the stream, you can see that it is indeed flowing, coming from a low opening in the wall to the right and exiting to the left. Within the water, you notice some unusual clouds of a dark green inky substance drifting slowly by.
What do you think that is?
Then something moves at the edge of your torchlight, breaking the surface of the water. A strange creature with the top half of a goblin or gremlin and the lower half of an octopus screeches at you angrily from the opposite bank of the stream.
What?
It readies a spear to attack.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Octograms.
Almost sounds like an octo-rock. I wonder if it's going to spit rocks at us.
Yeah, that's great. Octograms.
So once again, it is time to roll for initiative.
That would be a 15 for Zara.
Kardain is starting this combat off on a cool 18.
A cool, refreshing, crisp 18.
And Verrol is going on a 9.
Awesome. Always good to have your DPS go last.
That's how we do things around here.
FYI, that was just a perception check. You didn't put it into the initiative thing, so I had to enter it manually.
Yeah, I should have rolled stealth as initiative, but that's fine.
Oh, that's true.
My mistake.
You were stealthing.
That's fine. I'll just go with a 9.
So the first one to go is Stoke.
Stoke. Stoke. Stoke.
Stoke. Stoke. Stoke. Stoke. Stoke. He's our man. If he can't do it, we literally can't.
As a reminder, this is muddy ground, so everything is difficult terrain.
Ooh. Well, that's fun.
He doesn't have an effective ranged weapon, so he is simply going to position himself in front of Verrol and use his bodyguard's defense, so that as long as he's next to you for the next turn, you'll have a +2 circumstance bonus in your AC.
Nice.
He says, "Sir, just stay behind me. I'll protect you."
You are rather convenient, Stoke, I must admit.
Next is the strange octopus creature, and it's going to throw its spear. Stoke is hit by the spear, but it's only a glancing blow. He seems okay. He's got a little bit of a scratch.
But a flesh wound.
Yeah.
Creature swims a little bit off to the side and kind of positions itself around the corner so you can just barely see it poking up from the side around the dirt wall.
Tricksy little beast.
That's all that it does. So Kardain, it's your turn.
Okay, so you said it is muddy. So if I were to move, that would be it.
Yeah.
2 squares would be the extent.
Yeah, because it's difficult terrain. Oh, this is pretty thick mud, lads.
Uh-oh. It's a good thing I'll be getting a new pair of boots as soon as we return to town.
Too bad you don't have any more actions left, Kardain.
What makes you say that?
I bet you can't walk any further.
I don't think I need to. So you said that we can kind of see him poking out. Actually, now that I've walked a little closer, I actually literally see a little bit of the guy. So I'm going to see if I can caustic blast next to him.
Okay, he does have cover.
Oh, even from like an AoE like caustic blast?
Oh,
if I like fireballed and he happened to be in the area, would cover matter?
It shouldn't, but I mean, you're also talking 1 damage, right? 1 acid damage from Caustic Blast.
It could be persistent.
It could be. That's true.
It could be.
I mean, hey, go for it. Yeah, not having cover would be good.
So he has standard cover from you because he's behind a wall.
Okay.
And that applies to armor class and reflex.
Oh, okay, so it does help for reflex. Okay, I see. So standard cover is +2?
Yes.
+2. Yeah, why not? I mean, we're not here to not attack, guys.
We also are here to attack. So, yes, both are correct. Just one has 2 negatives on it, I guess.
And one of them doesn't not have 2 negatives.
That's also true.
It has failed the saving throw.
Oh,
Yeah.
You blast it for 6 points of acid damage,
nice.
and it screeches out in pain and anger.
Don't be afraid of these little mongrels. You can still hit them with spells, Zara.
You see some other strange creature swimming through the water,
Oh,
and then it emerges onto the surface in the mud and climbs out towards Kardain. This creature looks lobster-like, except gigantic. It has smaller pincers. It's got just kind of a smoother gray skin tone, and it has this strange spines on the back end that look rather dangerous. Not really sure what it is,
that is for sure.
unless you try to recall knowledge and succeed. But for now, you're not sure what it is. It moves up, and using its little spines on the back, it lashes its tail forward and tries to strike at Kardain. Tries to stab you with its stinger, and it misses. Zara?
So, at the beginning of my turn, I will command Mr. Crowley to fly up to that creature. He can fly up so that he's right adjacent to it, but not quite flanking with Kardain. Familiars can't flank anyway. And I'll do that as my free action that he gets.
His independent action.
Yes, thank you, independent. So I don't have to command him, he just does it. First action, I think I will attempt a recall knowledge check
On which one?
on the lobstery creature.
Okay. Unfortunately, you're not sure what it is. You don't seem to recall reading or hearing about these things before.
Alright, fair enough. Well, I bet it bleeds just like anything else. So I will cast Shroud of Night. So it makes a will save. It's within 30 feet.
It succeeds.
Ah, bummer. The target is unaffected. Third actione, I will cast Protect Companion. So Mr. Crowley is within 30 feet. Until the start of my next turn, he gains a +1 circumstance bonus to AC and gives me the option to use the life block reaction. And that's my turn.
Next, you see a second one of those strange lobster creatures.
Jeepers.
Ooh, this place does crawl.
It swims out of the water on the right side, comes onto the muddy shoreline, and rushes towards Stoke. And it tries to sting him and misses.
Whew.
You see another spear fly out of the darkness, aimed at Kardain.
Oh.
Critical hit. Deals 8 points of damage.
Ooh.
Kardain.
And then you hear a sort of laughing screech from the direction the spear came from,
How rude.
followed by the sound of splashing water. Kardain, you could actually see it even though it's in the darkness because of your dark vision. But it looks like it's another one of those strange gremlin octopus creatures. And it emerges from the water, throws its spear, and then sinks back down underneath.
What? That jerk.
Cowards.
Hey.
Verrol, it's your turn.
Well, Stoke, you know me. I'm useless without a good night's sleep and proximity to my foe. So I'm going to engage this wretched creature, and I expect you to act accordingly so as to maintain our protector-protectee relationship. And I will move forward, and I'm going to try to attack the guy that's on Kardain. 14 to hit.
That is a miss.
Ooh. I could try to tumble through and flank with you, Kardain, but then I'd have the other guy sort of behind me, the octopus guy.
Verrol, you don't want to leave Stoke's side, do you?
True, I do not. So maybe I either create a diversion or feint. Maybe I'll feint against this guy that's next to us.
Does fainting last until the next turn?
It depends on how successful it is.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
What about your dueling cape thing? Do you have to spend an action to get that going?
That's true. I mean, I would have it wrapped as we're exploring because I don't have to hold the torch anymore. I could use my third action to raise it. That's actually a good idea. So a normal success for fainting is only puts it off guard against my next melee attack on the same turn. So feint is something I'd want to do before attacking. So no, yeah, I don't... If I tumble through, I'm going to put myself in a sandwich between the lobster and the octopus.
Seafood sandwich.
As the old saying goes.
Yeah, a lobster octopus sandwich. So I will indeed raise my dueling cape. And will that stack with Stokes' bonus that he gives my AC?
No, they're both circumstance bonuses.
Oh, they're both circumstance. Okay, so maybe you could do something different.
Maybe demoralize?
You might want to try doing it to the ones that speak our language possible.
We don't know that either of them do.
Oh, the gremlins might know common.
We determined that the dog gremlins didn't know Fey, but we don't know about common. Can I see the octopus? Do I have to be able to see him to demoralize him?
That one's on the surface, but you can see him partly.
Okay. So I attempt to demoralize with an 11, and I say, the last time I saw something with that many legs, it was...
Your mother.
Yes.
I don't know.
Well, it doesn't seem to respond, as you never managed to finish your insult, so...
It gives you a slow clap.
Yeah, great job.
A pity clap.
Great job.
One more thing pops out.
Oh, what?
Oh, what?
Oh, boy.
Wow. How many one more things are there going to be?
I don't know if we can take any more one-mores.
So those of you who can see in the dark see one of those small blue-faced gremlins that you fought earlier. It's on the opposite bank of the river, and it pops out from behind this pillar of earth. And then it takes one of its throwing darts and chucks it at Verrol. It gets a critical hit for 6 points of damage.
Oh.
Ouch.
And we're back to Stoke. Now that he's in melee range, he's going to attack the strange lobster creature in front of him. And he hits and cleaves it in two.
Ha! Stoke.
Stoke.
Classic Stoke.
He then takes a couple of steps to get around Verrol and attack the one that's in front of Kardain.
Dude, if he has a multi-kill turn, I'm going to be so proud.
Now, unfortunately, he just missed. The first octopus creature crawls out onto the muddy ground and then lunges at Stoke with its tentacles.
So you finally decided to show your tentacles, eh?
That's a miss, then tries to bite and also misses. Kardain?
So I know that he climbed out of the mud. Is that like shoreline? Is that like shallow there?
From what you can see, the shoreline is relatively gradual, at least for the first few feet, so you could probably stand in the shallow water without too much trouble.
Okay, what if I was a very small woodland creature? Would I still be able to stand above water?
Can you be more specific?
If I was a small woodland creature, could I tread water behind the octopus guy?
I don't know what you're getting at.
I'm going to cast a spell and see what happens.
I like that approach.
I would like to spend my whole turn summoning an animal.
Ooh.
Yeah, depending on how big it is, it might not be able to actually stand in the water.
Could it tread water?
What kind of creature is it?
Maybe, but do you really want to? I mean, it's not like it's flanking if you do that.
I don't need it to flank, and I would like to summon a skunk.
Awesome.
So you're going to summon a skunk and throw it in the water.
Zara tries to get PETA on the phone.
It's deep enough that a skunk is not going to be able to stand in it,
Okay.
but
Could it, like, doggy paddle?
I don't know how well skunks swim.
I want it to doggy paddle, and then it's going to turn its body, and then it's going to spray in their general direction.
Okay.
Clearly you didn't prepare enough for this session, Thane, if you didn't know whether or not skunks can doggy paddle.
Well, we could do this a little bit more easily because it's 2 sizes smaller than you, I'm pretty sure that means it can share your space. So you could just put it right next to you and have it use its ability instead.
Okay. Well, if I could do that, clearly my skunk buddy would be by my side, because Kardain doesn't mind the smell. So I summon a skunk in my space, and I say, I choose you, Skunkaroo, and I encourage him to spray our enemies. Let fly the acrid of justice.
So that is a fortitude save for each of them.
Yes, embrace the smell.
The octopus creature fails and is sickened. The lobster creature succeeds and is still sickened, but not as much.
Wow, nice.
So sicken 1 and sicken 2?
Yep.
Ooh,
Nice.
And Kardain wipes, or fans his nose. That was a good one, Stinky. Nice. And I give him a fist bump.
Yeah, skunks can doggy paddle and also fist bump. Little did you know. In real life, it's impossible to make a saving throw against a skunk if you're sprayed by it.
That's my whole turn, guys. It takes 3 actions to summon a -1 woodland critter.
Oh my.
Well, the lobster creature didn't like that very much, and it's going to attack the skunk.
Skunky, no!
I thought his name was Stinky.
No, Stinky.
Or Stinky! It's so hard to keep up. I mean,
It's hard to keep track of all your summons.
So it first tries to grab it with its pincer, and that is a hit. It hits, but it fails to actually grab it.
it's a wily little weasel thing, skunks are.
And then it tries to sting it as well, but misses. So the skunk has taken 3 points of damage out of 7.
It's got more than half its hit points still. I mean, come on. Best first level spell ever? Anybody?
Zara?
First action, I will try to cast Shroud of Night again on the lobster creature. So it makes a will save.
Failure.
All right. So its eyes are shrouded in murky darkness, and it treats bright light as dim light, and unless it has greater dark vision, all creatures are concealed to it.
All right.
And because Mr. Crowley is adjacent to it, that triggers familiar stalking night. The enemy becomes frightened 1.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
So it's a frightened, scared, angry lobster.
And sickened as well.
Frightened, sickened, angry lobster.
Yeah, and it smells. Don't forget about that.
And it smells, right. Okay, and then with that, my second and third actions, I will try casting Needle Darts and make an attack roll against it. Ooh, and I got a 25.
It is subject to cover, lesser cover from Kardain being in the way. But even with that is enough for a critical hit.
Oh, nice.
Hey.
All right.
Oh, you rolled max there.
Well, 3d4.
Yeah.
So I got an 8, but then doubles, right?
So you deal 16 points of damage. Your little darts of metal just fly at it and completely shred through its carapace, and it just collapses to the ground in several pieces. Nicely diced lobster.
Ooh, we're eating good tonight, boys. And that ends my turn.
Appetizing.
The second octopus creature emerges from the water after swimming very quickly towards you, and then it positions itself opposite its friend around Stoke. But it doesn't have enough actions left to actually attack. So it's Verrol's turn.
Okay, I'm going to start off with another demoralize attempt against the first octopus creature. And this time I will finish the insult. I'll say, last time I saw something with that many legs, I was eating it for supper. And I rolled even lower that time. With an 8.
It's not scared of you.
Not at all. Now, do I move and attack that guy or just attack the guy next to me? I think because it's injured, I would rather...
Finish him off.
Well, as you try to move away from the creature next to you, it swings out one of its tentacles and tries to grab you.
Wow.
I will take the nimble dodge reaction.
Which is what exactly?
It's a reaction. A creature targets you with an attack, and you can see the attacker. You deftly dodge out of the way, gaining a +2 circumstance bonus to AC against the triggering attack.
Okay, so +2 to AC.
Nice.
It misses.
All right.
No, actually, it gets to try again.
What?
Oh.
And this time, separate attack, so your nimble dodge no longer applies, right? Oh, but it still misses. So it reaches out with 2 tentacles and tries to grab with both of them, but you dodge both.
Wow, weird.
Goodness. Okay. All right, with my final action, I will attempt to strike the other squid guy. And that's a non-natty twonzo.
Non-natty twins.
Right. Hit.
And that's going to deal 4 damage.
It's looking rather weak at this point, but all the more angry. Its many rows of sharp teeth are just bared at you angrily.
Yikes.
Ooh.
Verrol, you're using a rapier, right?
I am indeed.
Do you apply your dexterity to the damage for that?
No.
No, okay, gotcha.
I do get a bonus when I have panache to damage.
Hey, 4 damage, better than no damage.
True.
Am I right?
It's some damage. It's more damage than I did in a lot of other combats that we've had so far. That concludes my turn.
The little gremlin across the stream starts throwing more darts at Verrol.
Oh, I didn't even see that guy on the map.
He's a crafty one.
Pesky coward.
There he is.
Hiding in the caverns.
He hits for 1 point of damage and then misses with a second shot.
They keep throwing toothpicks at me.
Stoke is going to attack the wounded creature, wounded octopus man, and
Octoman does whatever an octo can.
he brings it down.
Yeah.
Another kill for Stoke.
That's my boy. You're my boy, Stoke. You're my boy.
And then turns around and targets the one behind him that was trying to get in for a flanking attack. And he hits again for max damage.
Wow.
But it's not quite enough to bring him down.
Ooh.
However, seeing as how he's on a roll, he's going to go ahead and try for a third attack.
Third attack. 3 attack turn.
No one ever does their third attack.
But he misses.
Ah.
And now it is back to Kardain.
Okay. If it's nearly dead, I kind of want our little stinky friend here to try to bite him.
Oh my.
So how does that work? So you sustain the summon, right?
Yeah, I sustain the summon, and that gives it the command of minion. It's command of minion, basically. So
okay.
I could move it, and then it has a Jaws attack,
All right.
which actually doesn't have a terrible hit chance. It's a +7.
So the skunk runs up and tries to bite the creature.
Yes, critical skunk bite.
And it's a critical hit.
Yes.
Amazing.
All right.
It kills the octopus gremlin.
The Skunktacular now.
Wow.
Amazing.
That's pretty satisfying.
Master Kardain, I never knew you had such dominion over woodland creatures.
Yes.
Aside from your stick, that is.
Oh well, you see, you have to know these things
I suppose you do.
if you're gonna survive out here by yourself.
There's only one creature left. Kardain, you still have 2 actions.
Is he 30 feet away?
55 feet.
Don't really have a long-ranged attack. That's good for that. Verrol,
Yes.
maybe this will help you clear your head, and I will rousing splash.
Oh, why thank you. I love being splashed in the face by cold water. So refreshing.
It's minimum.
Yay.
Yay, minimum.
Yay, minimum.
Well, you have 1 extra temporary hit point.
If there's one thing I love almost as much as permanent hit points, it's temporary ones.
Zara?
Ooh, needle darts is actually 60 feet. Okay, that changes things. Let's see. I'm currently 75 feet away. So if I use 1 action to move,
You're moving at half speed, so
yeah. So I can move 2 spaces, and that puts me exactly 60 feet away.
Yes.
Heck yeah, dude. So I cast needle darts. Roll +7. Ooh, that is a natural 1.
All right.
Critical miss.
your darts stick into the dirt wall next to it.
Ah, man. Then I twiddle my thumbs and end my turn.
Verrol?
Stoke, I know you will advise against this, but I have a mind to go rushing through this river. What say you?
It's not moving very quickly, but when you get to the middle part of it, you would have to swim.
Kindly step in front of me that I may ride on your shoulders and not get my boots sodden.
Let us ford this river with you as my faithful steed.
Kindly get on all fours that I may mount your back.
I'll ride you to victory. I'll cross the river. I'm not going to just stand around here and wait for that thing to toothpick us to death.
Swimming is an athletics check, right?
Yeah, it's athletics if I decide.
That it's challenging enough.
It says in most instances of calm water, you get an automatic critical success. So with a critical success, you can move 15 feet through the water.
Okay, so starting from the space where I enter the water, I can move 3?
Yes, except because they have different forms of movement, every time you switch movement types, it's a new action.
Oh, what?
Yeah, so this would be stride, swim, stride.
Well, he was right on the shore.
Probably, yeah. I would let you start swimming immediately because you're right at the shore. So if you just jump in sideways, then you're swimming. But that would still mean 2 swim actions to get to the opposite side.
Right, yeah, that's fine. That's what I was expecting. So what's the total number of spaces I can move if I take 2 actions? So 2 swim actions gets me onto the opposite shore or to the opposite shore?
Let's just put you on the shore. That'll be 30 feet.
Okay. Have at thee, you crafty gremlin. And I'm going to raise my dueling cape defensively as my 3rd action.
Because you're still 10 feet away?
So you raise your sodden cape and shake off the water and hold it in front of you.
Yeah, right.
Seeing you close in, and it's not currently holding a weapon, it draws its short sword, steps forward, and
gives a critical hit.
No, it misses, and that's its whole turn.
Alright.
Stoke, he's going to follow after you, except since he was farther away from the shore, it's going to be his whole turn just getting up next to you.
Yeah, getting to the other side.
Kardain?
All right. I will sustain and command my skunk to give chase.
I guess we're assuming it can swim.
Well, doggy paddle. That's not really a good stroke.
Can skunks swim?
Skunks can probably swim.
They probably can.
Are you researching that for me, Brian?
Oh, yeah. They've been known to swim for quite a distance, actually. This can include up to several hundred feet.
Wow.
Well, that should be noted in the character, or the skunk.
The stat block?
Yeah, the stat block that they're excellent swimmers.
Well, it's 2 actions, and it's still moving through the difficult terrain, so it just barely gets into the water with its turn.
Okay, yeah. The mud. Poor little guy. He's doing great. I mean, it's pretty free. I'm going to throw some cold water on Stoke, too. He'll like that.
Stoke gets 4 temporary hit points.
Oh, well, he liked that a lot more than Verrol did, apparently.
Yeah, he did. Wow.
That's my turn.
4 HPs.
Zara?
Zara is going to move up another 2 squares, continue targeting the gremlin, and cast another needle darts.
Oh, Zara, don't forget that you get free stuff with Mr. Crowley, because he has independent, right?
He does, yes, that's true. Yeah, I'll come back to that. That's a 22 to hit.
Heck yeah.
That hits.
Nice.
9 damage. So your darts strike him in several vitals, and he wails in pain and agony and just makes a miserable sight in front of you, but he's still there. He's still alive and standing, mostly.
Ah, blast. Alright, well, I'll have Mr. Crowley fly up for free, closer to the gremlin, flying across the stream.
Verrol?
I shall begin my turn by attempting to tumble through the gremlin's space. I will make an acrobatics check. And that is a 21.
Success.
Very good. So I now have panache, and I'm flanking with Stoke. And I shall attack.
Finally get panache after
Yep.
whole combat.
The first time in this combat. Oh, that's a bad roll. Very, very bad roll.
If it's weak, couldn't you finisher it now, since you have panache, and get, guaranteed damage?
I could.
Because otherwise somebody else is going to kill steal you, Jay. I know it.
I don't mind if Stoke kill steals me. That's all right.
Well, the gremlin gets to go next.
But would Verrol want that? Oh, yeah, if the gremlin's going next, you could prevent some party damage by just offing
What's
him.
the advantage of flanking, by the way? It's off guard?
Yes.
Okay.
Which is a -2 to its AC.
Yes. I'll finish her.
Finish him.
Finish him. Here we go. Oh, it's a hit with a 13. Nice. Pleasant surprise.
Which is specifically because it's off guard.
Because it's off guard, yes. All right. 11 damage. Solid.
That was way more than enough. So you tumble through the mud, distract the creature, take a swing and miss, but then as it turns to face you, just at the last second, you stab your rapier through its heart and it collapses to the ground.
Oh, yeah.
Stoke, kindly make a note, please, to hire a bard when we return to town to write a song about my exploits in battle.
Certainly, sir. I'll make a note of that.
He may include your name in the song as well, as a side note.
All right. We did it. Good job, gentlemen.
Well done, everyone.
I'm going to go over and after Stinky gets up out of the water, I'm going to pat him on the head.
Well done, Stinky. Cheerio.
Thanks for your help, little one.
Stinky will nuzzle your hand before you dismiss it.
I suppose I would let it go back early. We did finish combat. Go back to your little friends.
No, Stinky, no, but we were just getting to know you. Please stay.
Maybe we'll just say that I summon specifically that skunk if I summon another skunk.
There you go. How long does that spell last?
So summon spells are 1 minute in duration.
Okay. All right. So probably not going to go to another combat anyway.
No, he would not come with us. But what's crazy about skunks is there's no cooldown to the spray.
Oh, wow.
So you can keep trying to spray
over and over again.
Over and over again. I was going to spray again, but it was so low. I was like, why not? We'll just see if it hits.
It's a vicious little skunk.
Yeah.
It's got a better chance to hit than I think I do. I don't think I have a +7.
Now that the combat's over and you've got a chance to look around, you can see that this appears to be the end of the tunnel, at least on dry ground.
Actually, young lady, do you think you could help me patch up? I believe I took a javelin to the shoulder.
Yes, I was just looking up the treat wounds action. I believe it's, an hour until they're immune?
Yeah, you're immune for an hour. You did just treat everyone a while ago.
Yeah, I think we did.
So I think you have to wait before you can treat people again.
Do we have any healing potions?
Well, before we do such a thing, Zara, and Kardain begins to some greenish magic around one of his hands, and then boop, out pops a piece of fruit.
Oh.
You guys haven't seen me do this yet because I did it in secret before.
Yeah.
Here, Verrol.
What is it?
It's really tasty. You should give it a try.
I inspect it. What does it look like?
I mean, I would imagine it would just be like an apple, like a pear kind of shape, like a little stem.
Would it be something that I would be familiar with and assume it is a mundane version of whatever it's supposed to be?
Maybe it looks and smells like a durian fruit.
Oh, gross, dude. Gross. That is sick.
Kardain, remembering what went wrong with Verrol earlier, I will conjure a piece of fruit that looks normal to our region, if possible.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, because if I thought that you took a normal piece of fruit out of your pack and gave it to me, as long as it looked like it was in good shape, then I would eat it. But if I thought that you magically conjured it with your healing magic, I would not.
Yeah, so Kardain reaches into his pack and then has the flap over the magic that he's doing, so there's
cast the
barely Yeah, I cast the spell inside my pack in such a way that maybe
you're still saying the magic words. And
he was over on the other side of the cave when I started trying to do this. Okay?
That is true.
Yeah.
That's true. I was far away.
So I try not to draw a lot of attention to it, and I try to pretend that I pulled it out of my pack.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Please don't make me make a check.
He was looking around the other side of the cave, so he wasn't watching.
There you go, Verrol, and I'll toss you the piece of fruit.
Yeah. Well, thank you, my good man. What do I do? What do I roll to eat this fruit?
Make an eat fruit check. Duh.
Make a bite check?
Yep.
I just realized Stoke went swimming with the torch in his hand, so I guess he was swimming very awkwardly to hold it above the water.
I suppose so, yeah. All right, I will eat this fruit. Dang, I got 10.
Wow, 10 HP's back.
Wow.
Nice.
It's delicious and nutritious.
So yes, you eat the fruit and your wounds suddenly close up. You feel much better.
Goodness. What's happening to me?
It's just a really good piece of fruit, Verrol. There's nothing like Mother Nature to make you feel right as rain.
You must be right. This is incredible. Are there more fruits like this in the grove?
Probably not.
Well, you must tell me where you found this.
Yes, well, if we make it out of this alive, Verrol, I'll consider telling you where it came from.
I would be most pleased.
Before we continue, maybe we should briefly rest?
Yes, very well.
If that's all right with the rest of you.
I wouldn't be opposed to the idea.
10 minutes should do it.
Yeah, we can rest.
So you take a short rest. As you're sitting there at the edge of the stream, you can't help but notice the inky green substance that's just flowing by.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. Can I try to figure out what that is?
Sure.
Is that like a knowledge?
Recall knowledge.
Recall knowledge nature or something?
I will roll whatever is most appropriate.
Uh-huh. I'm sure you will.
That's the way that I think makes more sense, is since it's a secret roll that the DM makes, it doesn't seem to make much sense to me. Like, do I know anything about this from nature? Do I know anything about it from magic?
Yeah.
Like, it's whatever you know, you know.
It's like, what roll should I make? And then if the DM's like, oh, make an arcane roll, then you're like, okay, well, clearly it's magical. That also gives away information, so.
Mm-hmm.
Might we search the bodies to see if they have anything fishy on them whilst we rest?
Good idea.
They just have their spears, darts, short swords.
Hey, I mean, all that sells at the local market, probably.
You're investigating the strange substance as well. Upon closer inspection, you notice that the substance kind of glitters a little bit when the light strikes it just right. And while you're not familiar with this exact thing, it reminds you of the typical leyline magic that you see flowing in the Anves River, which causes it to sparkle at night, among other things. And from what you know of that, any direct effects of the magic of that river are difficult to judge, but locals attribute it with having all sorts of effects on the surrounding land, from determining the size and health of the harvest, to making fish or other nearby animals grow especially large, or keeping the water from freezing during the winter. No one's really sure what it does, but they claim that it does all these different things.
Yeah.
So this is what you've gleaned, Zara, from a check?
Yes.
So if you tell us that, then one might surmise, assuming that you tell us the results of your check.
Yeah, I'll mention it. It appears this strange bluish-green sparkling in the water is similar to that of the leyline magic that flows in the Anves River.
You have never seen this sort of green ink color in the Anves River, but it seems like it might be something related.
Okay. Interesting.
Could it be possible that this magic substance in the water is the cause of these mutations in the gremlins?
I suppose it could be.
We would need to verify that, wouldn't we? I mean, so this is flowing from somewhere else in the cavern, wouldn't you say?
It would appear so. Stoke, kindly stand in the river for 10 hours and see if you grow any octopus legs, please.
I would rather not, sir.
Very well. Stoke, make a note for us to hire a peasant when we return to town to stand in the river for several hours, please.
Good one, sir.
I like Stoke's sense of humor. He's a good lad.
He's great.
All right, Kardain, how are you doing over there? Are we ready to press on?
Well, yes, I think I've had a moment to center myself.
Well, since the cave appears to dead end, I believe the only way to press forward would be upriver.
Does it dead end? Have we looked? I guess
yes,
Zara hasn't seen all the nooks and crannies yet, so she kind of walks around.
Stoke and I did search the back part after we finished the battle.
Wasn't there a fork in the road that we decided did not do?
There was only a door, but then we found the key and unlocked the door, so...
Okay. Do we still hear more of the gremlin snickering?
You take a moment to listen carefully, and all you can hear is the water flowing and the squelching of mud between your companion's boots and the ground. You don't hear any other voices.
And which direction is the river flowing from again?
From right to left.
You want to try to track down where the inky stuff is coming from?
I do.
The source.
Well, Verrol, you may get your wish, lad. We may all be growing tentacles before the sundown.
True. They may all be turning into hideous monsters. Well, only one way to find out, isn't there?
So you each enter the water warily and proceed upstream.